need a couple programs. You're gonna need the actual operating system itself, which is not a program, but you will have to download that. To download that operating system, you're gonna need a program called uTorrent or BitTorrent. This is BitTorrent right here, but I'm gonna have a. It says BitTorrent, but I'm actually going to have a link for uTorrent, not BitTorrent. BitTorrent is just the older version of uTorrent. And after you download that, you need to install it. But first, you need to know some of your computer specifications right here. Like, for example, the processing speed, RAM, and if you have a 32 or 64-bit operating system. I'm only going to go over the 32, 64-bit operating system part on this video because I don't have enough time to go over the rest. But the reason you need to know processing speed and RAM is because you need to make sure before you even do this that your computer can actually handle running Windows 7, and this will be Windows 7 Ultimate. So you can go look that up on your own. I don't have enough time to show you that. Okay, and then after, this is the BitTorrent, uTorrent thing I showed you, I told you about. And now you need to figure out if you have 32-bit or 64-bit operating system, and download the corresponding operating system that I will have the link for. I'll have the link for both of them. The way that you figure out what type of operating system you have is you go to the start menu. It's the same thing on Vista, and I think on Windows XP too. But one thing is, Windows XP, I don't think most processors that are running Windows XP, unless you have a custom built PC, won't be able to run Windows 7, and the graphics chip won't be able to do it either. But anyway, you go to computer, right click, go to properties, and it should bring up a screen like this, and it'll tell you all the info. I don't really have anything that is not showable to public, so just go ahead and look at all of it. I am running a laptop as well. It's 3.0, and actually the system tops out at 7.0, so I'd say it's pretty good. It's about halfway. I got a 32-bit operating system type, and operating system, so it's right here. That's what you're going to need to look for. This is your RAM, and this right here is your processing speed. I have a dual core, that's why I have two. Okay, so yeah, you figure that out. And then once you figure that out, oh, I got something on my screen right here. Okay. Once you figure that out, you need to download the corresponding operating system, and it's just going to be a torrent file. Then you're going to have to you're going to have to download the actual file on uTorrent, which is fairly self-explanatory. You open the tiny file that you get off of the piratebay.com, you open that up in uTorrent, and then it starts downloading. Okay, so this download could take anywhere from a couple of days to, a couple of hours to a couple of days, depending on the internet connection. It is a very large file. I think it's like 2.5 gigabytes, something like that. Okay, so after this is complete, you're going to need a program called PowerISO. I'll also have a link in the description for this. I'll have a link for all of these programs, these crazy programs. Once you've downloaded and installed this program, it should recognize the ISO file that you downloaded from uTorrent as a PowerISO file, which is PowerISO is the name of the program. So all you need to do is open up PowerISO, open up the ISO file that you downloaded from uTorrent in PowerISO, and burn the file onto a blank DVD using PowerISO. There should be a tab at the top of PowerISO's window that says burn, and then you burn the image. It's very, very simple. That's why I'm not pulling up all these different programs and showing you. And besides, my laptop is in Power Saver right now, and it would just crash if I would open up all these programs, and I already have all this opened up while I'm recording. So yeah, so just follow along what I say right here. It's very simple. And once you start burning, it could be a little time consuming, but it'll get it done. It just depends on what type of DVD burning that you have and how fast it is. But once this is complete, you need to boot your computer from the DVD drive first instead of the default hard drive. At default, it's set to boot your hard drive first before you DVD drive. But all you have to do is go into the BIOS and change the order. I will have a video up on that later if you don't know how to do it. But for right now, if you're watching this while I don't have that video up, there's plenty of videos up that other people made on how to do, how to change your boot, your booting process. Okay, so if you've done all this correctly, it should come up automatically with the installation screen for Windows 7. It's just gonna ask if you want English and all that good stuff. You can take it from there. The only thing that I'm going to say is that if you want to keep your files and if you don't have them backed up, even if you do have them backed up, I still suggest choosing the installation type that saves your old files from your old operating system into a folder on your new operating system called windows.old. I suggest it. If you don't want to, then don't, but whatever. If you have a separate hard drive that backs up all your information, I would still suggest to do this because you might have something important that isn't on your backup and you just don't know about it. But you know, do what you want. And after the installation is complete, you will need to download the Windows 7 Activator. I'll have that in the description as well. If you don't download and install and use the Windows 7 Activator on the 30th day, Windows will not boot anymore. You'll have a big computer with no operating system. And like I said, I'll have a video up shortly on how to do the change the BIOS. Just to show you some of the stuff here. I have running Windows 7 on the screen. I'm running Windows 7 here, and I have all these programs up. And I have a laptop that is fairly old, and it's I'm running all of these different applications, all at the same time, as you can see, and it's running pretty good. I'm only using about a gigabyte of space on my RAM, and the CPU first was working a little harder than the second one, but that's usual for my computer. And like I said, I'm running a whole bunch of stuff at once, and it's recording, so normally it's only at like 2 or 3% for me, just idle. But yeah, there's that, and I can show you different websites that you can have to go to. You can download either one of these sites, Renoir, any one's good. And all these will be in the description. I also have the operating systems themselves, the 32-bit and 64-bit editions or versions of Windows 7. This is uTorrent right here, and Mega Upload is where you're going to get the Windows 7 Activator. You will have to wait like 45 seconds to get a regular download. But it's all good because you can wait 45 seconds. And maybe show you some of the interface. This isn't covered. This is Rocket Dot. I'll put that on there. But like some of the interfaces, like calculator, get you in with the calculator. It looks pretty cool. It changes from blue to yellow like that. Looks pretty cool. They have this where you see this little thing right here. Little arrow shows you your frequent and recent stuff in sticky notes. Sticky notes is pretty cool. You click on it and it adds a sticky note, and you can type whatever in it and then delete it whenever you don't want it anymore. Has this getting started thing right here. All the different stuff. And the cool features, like whenever the arrow features, like this is my external hard drive right here. Like say if I have this open and I have this open with this on it, say if I want this on the side, just come up on the side right here and it does that. Say if I want this at the top, come up to the top, extends it, pull it down, go back. If you just want this on there, you shake it, other stuff goes away, shake it again, comes back. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I suggest doing it. It runs a lot better than Vista, and it was clocked faster than XP. So this fish production triple X here, and hope it helped. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Catch you later.